Yes, sir. We're live. We are live. Yes, yes, and yes, yes, yes. Now, I am just loving this Florida weather, baby. Oh, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in, supporting the channel. Somebody was, man, I'm tired of you moving around and doing stuff. Why don't you sit still? I'm like, well, I'm in Florida. I'm on vacation. I'm relaxing. Can I do that? Now, let's talk. I want to talk. You ready to talk? Let's talk. Captain Jack. I know, they did some craziness to the Corey Holcomb video. I'm going to have to redo it. Once it said Obama, it just went off. That's crazy that they did that. Jammed up the video and trying to spam my account or whatever because of it. Government came and shut that video down. But speaking of Corey Holcomb, right, Craig, who's one of the comedians that's on the 5150, was talking about Vernon Maxwell, right? And in turn, talking about Vernon Maxwell, he was just cracking a joke, talking about that dude was hopped up on coke all the time. Like, if you let that dude smoke what he want to smoke, y'all gonna have to clear that room. Let Max smoke what he want to smoke one time. If y'all really all the smoke, y'all some of the smoke. And here come Captain Jack, and here come Matt Barnes. Now I'm here to tell y'all what's really going on. Okay? So there'll be no misconfusions or whatever that's going on, misconstrued words or whatever. You gonna know everything. Because it's a smoke screen. Now, Steven Jackson has been going off. He's just going off on Nori. Because Nori called him a hater. You know, like, he ride in the car smoking, man, most of all y'all podcasting stole from us. Yeah, now y'all doing it on y'all own podcast, though. Yeah, we see it, though. But yeah, we the only ones that did that, and yeah, we the one that started that. We the one that kicked that off. The reason why he's doing all that, because the numbers ain't right. The numbers ain't right no more. Y'all ain't popping no more. Nobody's talking about all the smoke. They talking about it today. The reason why you jumped up on Craig the way you did is because of a simple fact. You knew you could. You said to yourself, you know what would be great if I was to jump up on Craig. Because he worked with Corey Holcomb, 5150. This is going to be on social media. They're going to make videos about it, and we're going to be popping again, baby. This is what we need. And it's always Jack. Jack is always the send-off guy. He always got to go out and start the beats. Man, I ride for my homies, man. That's what I do. I ride. No matter what, I'm a ride. This man was ready to crash out and smoke a guy over a big three basketball game. Man, I died for mine. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody really watches or listens to the Joe Budden podcast or All the Smoke. Let's be real. Let's be real about it. They haven't been good in a long time. They're an old relic. When they first came out, it was live. But this is what happens when you get burnt out and it becomes a job. You lost Showtime. Showtime split up and threw you back out to the dogs and let you go. And now y'all got this bag coming in right now. They like, yeah, we got this bag coming in. We good. So y'all, the reason that they mad about Vernon Maxwell and making a big fuss and like they riding for Vernon Maxwell is because they signed Vernon Maxwell because he was the only one on their show doing numbers. He came in as a guest and he blew up the whole show with all his stories about MJ, the stories he had in the league. Everybody was excited. Vernon Maxwell was live. He was lit. They was like, man, we got to keep Vernon on the show. So y'all signed him to All the Smoke. So y'all can keep him on there. If you two guys, if you two nutballs could sit there and do something on your own, then you wouldn't have needed to sign Vernon Maxwell. You signed him to All the Smoke. That's the only reason y'all talking. Other than that, y'all wouldn't have said a damn thing. Y'all are the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen in this whole field. You mad at Nori because they smoking and drinking on Drink Champs. Why they smoking on Drink Champs? They supposed to be Drink Champs. What they smoking for? That's our thing. We smoking. You make it sound like that's a good thing. I don't even like Drink Champs, to be honest. They've had way better episodes than your show. Epic episodes are on their show. I can't name an epic episode of All the Smoke. Can't name one. Off the top of my dome, y'all got famous. And y'all was at the top of the hill till y'all messed with Kwame Brown. Then pop, pop, pop. Y'all fell off that damn mountain. Then Gil picked up the baton and is like, I'm going to run with this. And he went and built him a whole following behind him. Now he's falling in the same thing of being irrelevant. Because once all that dies down, they go back to being irrelevant. Because they have no personality. So they got to go find other people with personalities. You're a 50-year-old person, Jack, still trying to audition for the Bloods at 50. It's crazy. They be like, damn, you ready to crash out and put in work more than these, the YNs. And you 50. You're supposed to be in the twilight of your career. This is what's crazy. Steven Jackson, all you did was drink lean and almost take yourself out. Your teeth was damn near rot looking. You was a hooper, dog, and you was good at it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You make it sound like it's a problem. Can you imagine Steven Jackson speaking to the kids? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't too many mom like me out here. They be, whoa, you're talking to the kids. I know. I'm keeping it real though. Look, hey, look, man, I did crazy stuff, man. I was riding for mine. So when you get older, you gotta ride for yours no matter what. No matter what the circumstances is. F a job. F school. Teacher get in your face, try to tell you what man, you ride. All right, y'all the future. Steven Jackson, I'm out. Teacher talking about extra homework. Say, F that homework. I gotta smoke. Now, he been too old, but that's the thing. He's never had correction. He's never had correction. That's his problem. He's never had correction. He think it's cool to be like this. And then here come Matt Barnes jumping in. He always want to fight somebody when people start pointing out things about him. When the joke's on him, I'ma crack jokes on everybody. I'ma say my little slick stuff and my little slick tone with my oily slick hair. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say, you know, like back in the day, you know, he was a bit of a clown, but you know, we don't hear the disrespect nobody. Since when? That's all you used to do. Y'all were two of the most disrespectful people there was. And Captain Jack, when you was up there with Mike Epps, because you was mad at Shannon Sharp for no reason. But he don't even bother y'all. You mad at Shannon Sharp. Crying, ain't nobody watching your show. So what did you do? You do what you always do. You put your tail in between your legs and start showing out. Start going at it with Shannon Sharp. He sits there with Mike Epps and he's saying, here's the hypocritical part about it. He sit there with Mike Epps and said, man, ain't nobody above no jokes, man. Ain't nobody above a joke. Man, ain't nobody above no jokes, man. Ain't nobody above no jokes. You sat there on your own show and said, ain't nobody above and no jokes. Ain't nobody above no jokes. And here you are crashing out over a joke. You see? That's what happens when you crash out over jokes. You just mad because the joke was funny. And the fact that y'all signed Vernon and y'all wanted to get some steam going, so y'all decided to jump on board because they hot. Now, if I'd have said that joke, you'd have said nothing. Because you ain't going to get no steam from that. Plus, I would have steam pressed y'all asses like a hot iron. I'd have burnt y'all to cinder. Because you saw what happened when y'all last time y'all tried to go at KB. And y'all, I pointed that out. And Matt Barnes, he talked for a minute, tried to use his brother to come at me. And I had to serve him right off the top. I pulled up all the files of y'all past. Matt was a woman beater, terrorizing stepchildren, walking around spitting on people, but yet the person who's the vice president of the United States of America sitting on your couch. That's how I knew she was gonna lose the election. I'm like, what is, oh, she trying to get the black people. Lord help her. Lord take the wheel and help this woman, because she does not know what she do. Once again, for you guys that don't understand, I'm not crashing out for no Diddy. I'm crashing out over things that's gonna affect me as a man, my whole family as men. When you put the Mann Act on somebody, when you put terrible charges that are false and try to rip apart the foundation of black people by creating a charge, you can start arresting them for RICO and giving them life in prison. Yeah, I have a problem with that. The legal system has been used to put all of us in jail anyway. They claim it's for everybody, but yet we've seen Hispanics and blacks load up these jails. So when we make these claims that y'all call claims, these aren't claims. This is real life. So it ain't no Diddy tears. This is real life. This affects everybody. Unjust is unjust. And I don't back it just because of somebody's personal opinions of somebody. And when I see somebody altering the situation because they want hits and views, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to call it out for what it is. Now, Matt Barnes, when he don't have the jokes or he can't go back and forth, he immediately wants to start fighting people. He immediately want to get in a boxing ring. He immediately believes that because he goes in there and spar and he puts in some rounds, that he want to fight. But when I accepted your challenge, what was it, 2 years ago, I was like, I'll box you, no problem. That was 2-3 years ago. I'm like, I'll step in there if he wants to go some rounds. When you tried to box Kwame Brown, we could get in the ring and box. Why you want to get in the ring and box? You went from, nah, you want to get on the show? Nah, you can't get on the show, to, all right, you got it, man. Come on the show and say your truth. To, let's box. You know, it's, and now y'all talking about playing in traffic and doing all this craziness. And Captain Jack, you only apologize to Kwame Brown to try to strike back at Shannon Sharp. Because you thought Kwame and Shannon was at it, like, yeah, I'm going to be cool, my boy Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, he the only one I apologize to, because this is what we need to discuss right here. I said, wow, this dude is so gone, so far gone. That's nuts, to be that so far gone. That's what we mean by being caught in the delusional loop. When people are delusional and they get stuck in a loop, that's what it looks like. Cam Jack, for some reason, thinks he's a real nigga. This is what real niggas do. And because he getting a bag, he the only one that can get a bag. Let me help you out, Jack. You're not the first one to podcast. Are you the first one to smoke on the show? I don't even think you're the first one to do that. I don't even think you're the first one to smoke. And if that's all your show was about, then I don't even see y'all smoking no more. Y'all went from all the smoke to no smoke at all. No more on your show. Gilbert Arenas took your smoke and started putting it on his show. He started having a smoke machine, used to hit the button, the smoke machine to come out. They was doing all the smoke on the show. But see, when you're known as a drama show, you know what the people want to tune in to hear? Drama. Drama. And when your show don't have any drama and you're just talking about stats and all this, you're going to fall apart. Because you have nothing to discuss. Your show is built on guests. And guess who ain't coming in there? Nobody of interest. Who was the last person on All the Smoke? Nobody know. I wouldn't be talking about All the Smoke if it wasn't for this. So, congratulations. Y'all pulled off what y'all wanted to do, was promote your show. That's all you wanted to do. Y'all don't want to fight nobody. And that's what 5150 is doing. They're like, all right, cool. We going to use this. We going to go back and forth. See, I don't do these plays to do that. I don't believe in that. Because, see, that's when real stuff happens. I've been on YouTube a very long time. I've seen how these, let's do a play. You come at me, I'm going to come at you. And I see how that goes. And how that turns into a real beef. I've seen it happen countless times. People was doing, we going to have this back and forth on the show. Then it was like, man, it just seemed like the jokes are kind of personal now. You know, I said we're going to go back and forth, but then you went in and then you said something. So I've been thinking, you've been thinking that the whole time. You know, and people get like that. And they take a little thing and blow it up to a lot. And then you're forced to deal with it. So I've seen it on all levels, all fronts. Nobody worried about anything with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. Really, nobody cares. It's nothing to us. There is no beef, is what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't even be mentioned, but they're doing it for hits and views. They only riding for Vernon Forrest, not Vernon Forrest, rest in peace to Vernon Forrest, Vernon Maxwell, because Vernon Maxwell is signed to All the Smoke because he had the only traction they've had on their show. Other than that, their show been dead. It's completely dead. The only interview they ever done that's been worth a damn in years has been Vernon Maxwell. That's the only thing gave them heat. So they said, oh, we got major heat from these. Now imagine this. If Kwame Brown came out and did their show, what would it do? They would burn everything on the internet. right? If Kwame went on all the smoke, so this is what kills me about these people, right? These D riders. They'll say something stupid to try to affiliate KB into something. And say, yeah, you killed his channel. His channel was doing good till you came along. Stupid people, man. Knowing that there's detractors, the same detractors that's on me, came after him, they came after me, they came after all of us, but when was you ever riding? You wasn't riding for nothing. You wasn't standing for nothing. You hid in the background, played both sides, and tried to see what would come out. Now, y'all act like Kwame can't go on Club Shay Shay. Y'all act like he can't go on all the smoke. You act like he's not wanted in these spaces. Oh, he's wanted, big time. You know why? Because he moves the needle. And that, believe me, all these people that really run these shows, the people that's behind the scenes with the money that don't get on this podcast shows, they know. Kwame Brown? Oh, Kwame Brown. Man, I wish we can get. KB has turned down things y'all probably hadn't even known. I didn't even know about it. KB like, I've been turned that down. But see, the average person wouldn't know that. I don't tell you my moves. I just do my moves, and then you witness it. That's how it happens. You never tell anybody you play. You ever see the team, Tom Brady, tell the other team what play he finna run? No. You don't do that. What fool would do that? Now, right, all they know how to do is try to get people to beef with each other. I don't care to beef with clowns, because there really isn't a competition. There is none. So there is none. Now, instead of Matt Barnes, who's trying to sound like he's a political expert and like he's this professional man, when he walking around here spitting on people, trying to beat up high school students, losing his job, getting fired all across the board, you lost that income. You did. Your decisions led you to losing your income. That was your decision. And nobody but you. You made those choices. I remember it was like 6 or 7 different times you even got into it with your ex, her baby daddy. You finally was cheating all over the board with her, spending all this money, tricking off on these women all across the globe, being dumb. I'm like, dude, and then you trying to pull yourself like we a power couple. Really? She already got 2 babies by you, if not 1. So you gonna have to pay her. You gonna have to pay through the nose. But if that's what you want, that's what you want. You kept breaking up with her, going back with her, breaking up with her, going back with her, making her look stupid. And she got all the evidence she need to get $50K a month from you for 18 years. Congratulations. But you're the good guy. You're the man with all the qualities. The vice president said this is a good place to go to promote and market my campaign for black folks. Not knowing that nobody black was even really paying attention to all the smoke at all. But okay. You know, reality is a crushing thing sometimes. You know, when we think about reality and when we think about what's real and the people that's real, what we don't do right, we don't think about none of that. Now, once they stopped, I stopped. Matt stopped talking. He shut up. I stopped going in on Matt. But none of these dudes was riding when this stuff went down. But they claim oh, KB, I'm your guy, KB. Oh, KB, I was your guy. But y'all didn't say nothing. I was telling the truth. I didn't make nothing up on any of them. I didn't make nothing up on Jack. I didn't make nothing up on Matt. I just brought back the history. They was acting like they was in the glass house. And I was like, okay, glass house. You want to talk about people and they temper and what you act like you're mad and you act like you so above everything. They've been proving to you, even after that, they ain't had nothing to do with KB. You spitting on a man in his face at the 49ers game who didn't do anything violent to you at all. Cost you your ESPN job. Then the only little job they would give you in the league was the Sacramento Kings. They made you a legend there for some reason. I'm like, I don't even know why. But I guess that's what happens when you ain't won nothing. They make you a legend. We have the legend, Matt Barnes. Legend. It's like, Jesus Christ. He didn't do a thing. He didn't do a damn thing, and now he's a legend. Yeah, I know. Everybody in Florida think I'm a damn Dominican. I don't know. I've been getting that a lot, dude. Hey, you Dominican? He was ready to talk. I'm like, God, you speak English? I'm like, yes, I can. You Dominican? No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I'm like, shoot, you sitting around waiting on the Dominican? You sitting around waiting on the Dominican, brother? I'm seeing no Sabathia. Damn. I might have some Dominican roots, but damn. So yeah, getting dressed up to go to the club out here is a whole different thing. You can go to the club and anything. Yes, sir. No, people never. Yeah, it's the show that never ends. Called Casino for Life, because it never ends. Even when I'm gone, it don't end, because all my videos will still be here forever. So the show goes on. You hear that? Show goes on. It don't stop. And it don't stop. Now, it's cool if you're doing this for promotion, you want to make something out of it, you want to get somebody on your show. But at the end of the day, Matt and Captain Jack, because Steven Jackson's out here, boy. Captain Jack, Captain Jack, look, is the story and the main goal is you have to have better content. Your show have to mean something. If it's not meaning anything to the people, then your show does not matter. You got to have good content. You got to have great guests. You have to have something engaging. Stop looking like you falling asleep in the chair. 9 times out of 10, you don't even know what questions to ask. You just going along for the ride. Y'all are not interviewing anybody. Hardly. The only person that interviews really is Matt. You just on the show like the dancing monkey, showing your damn teeth. Yeah, I remember when I smoked. I mean, you just really there to as a clown, as a court jester to entertain us all. Matt treats you like a clown. You don't into your face and you don't even know it. He constantly disrespects you. You too blind and high to realize he disrespects you. Do he really hang out with you? No, he don't. When you was going through your thing and they fired you, Matt stayed on the job. Matt didn't walk out with you. He didn't ride. Matt Barnes like, that's your money. I ain't got nothing to do with that. When you felt you was wrongfully let go, he stayed there on the show. Now, when people realize that there is nothing to gain from stupidity, that's when you'll understand that this is bigger than what you think you know, because you actually don't know. Is that there are people out here that don't care. They don't give a damn about your happiness. They could care less about what you do. You know what people care about? Results. Results. So, whatever little thing you got going, good. Nobody is crying because they want to be on all the smoke. Who's crying for that? When you guys were on top, when you guys were doing good content, when you guys were number one and was doing all this, y'all got arrogant. Y'all got arrogant. Y'all had a buzz and y'all let the numbers inflate your ego. And y'all got real excited and real high and mighty. Knowing that numbers fluctuate. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. Some new thing come out and everybody jumps on board on the new thing. And your numbers go down. But where you center off at, that's normally where you're gonna be. So you try to get as much as you can and you try to find out ways to make it more interesting, but you don't compromise the work. What you stand for. People know me. I am very consistent. Known to be very consistent my entire life. When I'm on this camera and off this camera, I am very consistent. Of course, nightcap is better than all the smoke. It's not even a question. Ocho is way better at this. A lot more personality is involved in that show. Shannon Sharp is better at this than those two. So they're better than them at doing the thing that they're supposed to be the OGs of. First off, the knuckleheads, like, you did give props to them because, yeah, they done went upside your knucklehead. Q and Darius Miles, who have a way better show than you guys and never got the type of acclaim that they really should. That was the real foundation of a real podcast show. That was real. Those are people that's interviewing. They both are engaged. You see, that's a real show. What you was doing was running some garbage. Y'all was huff and puff. So anyway, I'm gonna have a lot of work to do come the 29th. Because that's when the Patreon is finna probably explode, on the 29th of July. Oh, you just wait for it, buddy. Because this only gets worse. it's only get worse. So that's the only thing we know how to do, is put it down to y'all the right way. You feel me? So I'm out just like that. It's your boy Carcino saying don't forget to go to the Patreon. The Cash App is Carcino, Karceno. Just to let you know. Thanks for anybody who ever super chatted me. Thanks to Kwame Brown Buzz Light for keeping it real out here. Keeping it real by just being himself. Right? So we're gonna get that situated and we're about deuces.